reaction. How you are reactive in your personal life and official life? because, because I have seen my personal and official life. Some people are so fast. They want always reactive mode. So I'm wondering, and I want your point of view on this very important topic: reaction and reactive.
Yeah, it's funny. I wish I could say that I never react to something, but just the other day, actually, as an example, two of my daughters were arguing over something, and I finally got to the point where I just reacted, and I didn't want to hear more things. I didn't want to listen. I just said, nope, this is what we're gonna do. And so one of them looked over to me and she said, well, are you just trying to have the last word, or are you actually trying to solve this? And it stopped me in my tracks, because I didn't want to hear that at that moment. But she was right. I was reacting to something, and because the emotions were so high, I took that same emotion, I turned it around, and yes, I'm your mom, and I'm going to tell you this is what we're going to do. And obviously that is not the way we want to do things, right? And I think we are seeing that in many, many different circumstances. We're seeing that in our personal lives when we're talking to someone, and we realize that many people, they don't truly listen. They are in a conversation to react. They're in the conversation to hear what is said, and then already thinking about what will be the response. What will I have to say to this? And maybe if somebody is sharing an experience, but what's my experience that I can now share with them? And that doesn't make for very good communication. It also doesn't really make for good connection, because then we're just bouncing balls as to, okay, you share something, I share something, and nothing good really is coming from that. And so being able to really listen and really connect with that person, and coming from a perspective of, what have you just now communicated with me, and how can I provide that value, and how can I really make this a meaningful conversation? And I'm seeing that a lot in the corporate environments, especially between leaders and their team members, where the best leaders that I've seen are those that really take that time to truly listen. Because when your employees are starting to get quiet, that's usually very tricky. It's like that's an alarm, or should be an alarm. If people don't feel like they can talk to you anymore, and you're truly listening to what's going on, not only are you missing out on what's really truly going on and making a meaningful impact, but you're losing that connection to the people. And so I think from that perspective, that listening is really the first step.
Yes, so in a nutshell, reaction is very important, but after listening complete topic, complete meeting, anything, whatever. First,
yeah, the other piece to that comes to mind for me, which is this oftentimes the society we're living in, right? It's faster, more seems to be better. Let's just keep really busy, or in the world of business ownership, like it's a ton of overwhelm of things to do on even communication. We get a million emails, we have all kinds of communication channels, and we're just reacting, and none of it becomes meaningful. And I am a big advocate for intentionality and saying, what is really meaningful, what is intentionally happening here, and where do I want to be, and what do I want to do? And in order to do that, we have to pause. We can't just continue reacting to all kinds of things. Now, of course, don't get me wrong, if there's an emergency, yes, of course, there are moments where we have to react, but we have to be quick on our feet, and we have to do that. But if that becomes our daily occurrence and the way we deal with every situation, then perhaps it's the time to stop and think about, how can I create more intentionality in my life? How can I do that in my business? How can I do that as a leader? How can I create that kind of culture and environment in my organization?
Thank you.
Can anybody out there hear me?